Most people hate making resumes. You open a blank Word document, stare at it for hours, and then copy some random template from Google, only to end up with something that looks like everyone else's. But what if I told you that there's a way to build a professional one-page resume in under 5 minutes without worrying about formatting, design, or writer's block? Hey, I'm Kapil. I work as a technical program manager, and I've spent years diving into productivity and organization tools and systems. Recently, I've been obsessed with how AI can help us work smarter, and honestly, the biggest benefit I've seen is that generative AI is an insane productivity booster. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. We'll be using AI, specifically ChatGPT, to create 2 complete resumes from scratch. The first will be for a finance student in their final year of college. The second will be for a software engineer with 5 years of experience. This way, you'll see how AI can adapt no matter where you are in your career. But here's the best part. I won't just stop at the AI draft. I'll also share some practical resume tips I've learned along the way. Things hiring managers notice and mistakes that instantly get your resume tossed. By the end of this video, you'll not only see 2 AI-generated resumes, but you'll also have the knowledge and the confidence to create and modify your own resume using AI. Fast, simple, and effective. Alright, let's get started. Alright, hey everyone. So I've loaded up ChatGPT over here. So I've logged into my account. And I just want to mention that I'm using the free version of ChatGPT for this demo, but you can also do it with ChatGPT Plus or ChatGPT Pro if you have those available. The main thing that I want to focus is that we want to be intentional about the prompt that we use for generating this resume. If you provide a generic prompt, you'll get a generic response back. So I'm going to show you the amount of detail that you should invest in creating the right prompt to get the right results. Alright, so I've put in my prompt and let's walk through it. So I've broken it down into multiple sections. So I've given it a context. So I'm saying create a 1-page professional resume tailored for roles in finance and banking. The resume must be ATS friendly, concise, and highlight the candidate's key strengths, measurable achievements, and relevant skills to maximize interview chances at top financial institutions. Then I've also given this prompt a role, basically telling ChatGPT what role to play, and that'll mostly drive the tone that it's using for that resume. So the role is you're a career strategist and executive resume writer with 20 plus years of experience helping candidates land jobs at leading banks, consulting firms, and Fortune 500 companies. You specialize in ATS optimization, persuasive storytelling, and recruiter-focused resume design. Alright, so then we move on to the action. So under action, I've given it like 6 guidelines. So the first one is gather the candidate's history, education, certifications, and target role. This is something that I will be providing in just a moment. The second is select high impact, quantifiable accomplishments relevant to finance or banking. Then condense into a 1-page format with clear sections, concise bullet points, and strong action verbs. Ensure ATS compliance using keywords. Alright, so I won't read through all of it, but you get the picture. Like I've tried to be more intentional about the type of response that I expect. Formats, I've asked it to deliver the response in plain text with standard headings. That means summary, skills, experience, education, certifications. And then naturally, we want it to be ATS friendly so that the resume is like parsed correctly when you upload it to online portals and websites. And the target audience for this would be recruiters, hiring managers, and ATS systems in finance and banking. Writing should be professional, polished, and results focused to appeal to business-minded readers. Okay, so that's the prompt. Now let's give it a persona. So I created a persona for a finance student that we can use for this. So let me go ahead and add that in. Okay, so I am going to feed the profile. So this is the candidate profile that I created. Let me see if I can format it a little better. Alright, so that looks better. So now we can read through it. So this is the candidate profile for Emily Parker. She is located in Boston, Massachusetts. Her education is mentioned. Then I added some relevant coursework, some of the skills that she wants to add to her resume, and also some internship and other experience that she has. So she has worked as a finance intern at Fidelity Investments. She has worked as a treasurer at the Boston University Finance Club. And she also has an internship or like a part-time job at Starbucks that she has done in the past. So let's just hit send and see what response we get from this. All right, so we see that the resume is getting generated on the page. Again, these are like the high level points. Like I can later on, like once I'm satisfied, I can ask ChatGPT to give me a downloadable PDF or Word document, but that's usually the last step. You always want to finalize the body of your resume before you export it out. Okay, so I like what I see so far. There's a few changes that I would like to make. So as you can see below, like ChatGPT has also given us some reasons on why these choices were made. So now I'm going to be a bit conversational and try to refine this resume even further. Let's see what else we would like to change. Overall, this looks good. Like I like the summary statement. So I'm just going to make the summary a bit more dynamic. So let me add a note for that. Okay. Okay, so the summary does look better in my opinion. So it's saying aspiring financial analyst with proven experience in equity research, financial modeling, and investment reporting through internships and leadership roles. Adept at turning complex financial data into actionable insights that support strategic decisions and enhance business outcomes. Recognized for strong analytical skills, precision under pressure, and ability to collaborate with cross-functional teams. Equipped with advanced Excel, Bloomberg, and Tableau experience, and eager to drive value creation in dynamic financial institutions. So this looks good to me. Like experience, again, like it provided just enough based on the candidate profile that I shared. Like the more details you provide ChatGPT, the more granular and detailed results you'll get. Now I'm going to go one step further and bring up an actual position that we can apply for and then modify our resume based on that. All right, so I've navigated over to Indeed, which is basically like a job board, and we are going to look for an entry-level financial analyst position. All right, so we see a bunch of data that has come up. So I specifically want to look for full-time roles. So let me filter that out. Okay, so this position looks good to me, financial systems analyst. Let's look at the data for this. Let's look at the experience. So it's saying bachelor's and at least 3 years related experience is preferred. Let me look at this other position down here. So this says 2 to 5 years of experience. Now again, you can narrow it down. I'm not going to spend the time to find like the exact match for Emily, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the description and try to update our resume based on that. So let's say this is the position that Emily feels that she's a really strong fit for. So let's go ahead and copy this. So I'm going to come back to our prompt and this is what I'm going to say. I am really interested in applying for this role and feel I have a lot of the skills and experience required for it. Please update my resume to be a strong fit for this role. Add in missing experience organically and make my profile stand out. Now I do want to add a note that this is a demo, so that's why I'm giving it this prompt to add in the missing experience. Ideally, you already have enough to talk about your own profile and your personal experiences and education that you can fill in all of that on your own. But for the sake of time and for the sake of this demo, I'm asking ChatGPT to generate it for me. And let's go ahead and paste the job description and details that we just captured. So I do want to highlight the role just so we have that. All right, let's see what we get. So you can kind of see ChatGPT thinking through what it's doing. It's letting us know like how it's reasoning with the information that we have provided. So it made some changes to the summary. And this is something that I really enjoy, what ChatGPT or other AI platforms do. Like when you're working in a conversational way and improving the prompt or the response, like it highlights the new stuff that it added. So it's easy to tell the difference between this and the last version. Okay, so it updated the summary, it updated the experience slightly, made it more robust, stand out a bit more. You can see it also updated the skills slightly, and then everything else it kept the same for the most part. So again, I am going to just do one final prompt and then I think we should be good. I'm going to say, okay, so I'm saying provide some more metrics and measurable outcomes in my experience to make my profile sharper. All right, so you can see that it added in some more numbers for me. So it said 10 plus sectors, and Emily can always go and refine this. You know, she might not have 10 plus sectors specific financial model. She might have done it for 3 plus. You can always change it. Conducted valuation analysis across 30 plus equities. We added some more dollar amounts for budgets. It added some timelines, just some more metrics, analyzing $25 million in annual operating costs. So I think just adding more data, some more actionable results makes your resume really stand out. So I think this is a very solid resume that we have created. And now if we just want to export it out, all I need to do is tell ChatGPT to generate a PDF or a Word document. All right, so ChatGPT generated a Word document that I can just easily download and modify further if I need to. All right, so this is the resume that I downloaded on my local. So I'm just going to streamline it just a little. But I mean, for the most part, this is ready to go. I definitely want it on one page. So easiest way I can do that is basically just by reducing the font here. You can also make it Times New Roman. And then we can condense some of these sections. All right, so this is the edited version of the resume. So I've just made some minor formatting changes, but overall it looks pretty good to me. What I do like to do is you can always like justify it, not the whole thing. Some sections to add some more polish and refinement to the resume. But yeah, this is ready to go. Like Emily could just go in and start using this resume right away. All right, so let's look at the other example. Okay, so for our next example, we are going to generate a resume for a software engineer who has 5 years of experience. All right, so I've put in my prompt, and as you can see, like I've been even more detailed than the previous prompt. So I've added a context, I've given it a role. So I'm saying you're an elite career strategist, resume writer, and recruiter with more than 20 years of experience helping candidates secure interviews at top technology companies. Example, FANG, startups, and Fortune 500 organizations. You have deep expertise in application tracking systems, ATS, industry-specific resume optimization, and persuasive professional storytelling that highlights a candidate's most relevant strengths and achievements. Then I've been more thorough in the actions, guiding it on what to say in the resume, how to think, how to structure the response, and then finally format and target audience. So I'm going to do the similar exercise. I'm going to say, all right, so I've provided it a persona for Daniel Carter. He's located in Austin, Texas. This is his education, the skills that he has currently, and his work experience. So he has worked at Dell Technologies most recently, and before that he worked as a junior software engineer at IBM. So let's see what this prompt gives us. So you can already see that it's added in some metrics and more actionable points, like actionable bullet points compared to the previous resume that we worked in, where we had to like kind of provide it additional context to do those things. All right, so this looks good to me. What I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to grab a position that looks good for Daniel's profile and then customize a resume for it. All right, so I'm back on Indeed. I'm looking for software engineer roles in Austin, Texas. I want to filter these by full-time roles. And I also want to filter the experience. I'm going to say, we'll say senior level, or we can say mid-level, 5 years of experience. And then based on the profile that we have for Daniel, he's an expert in Python, Java, JavaScript, C++, basically multiple languages. So let's see which one looks good. So this position looks good for Daniel's profile. So I'm just going to do the same thing, basically copy the entire job description and paste it in my prompt. And I'm going to say, okay, so this is basically what I'm saying. So this position looks like a great fit for me. Organically update my resume to be a great fit for this role. Come up with missing projects or experience to stand out as a top candidate for this role. Going to enter the position. And then I'm also going to give it the job title. Again, I do want to add that the part about missing experience, I'm only doing that for the purposes of this demo. Like, because I'm not showing my own resume, I'm creating a magical persona and creating a resume for them. So keep that in mind, like always provide realistic experience that you have. What you can use AI is to enhance that experience. You can tell the prompt that you want to highlight or put more importance on that experience, or like organically tie in your experience with the position you think it would be a good fit for, like what you think you would be a good fit for, and let AI do its magic. All right, so we have the updated resume and this is looking pretty good. You can see how comprehensive they've been. And yeah, this looks great to me. So I'm just going to export this out into a Word document and let's see how it looks over there. Alright, so ChatGPT generated the resume for me. Let's take a look how it looks like. Alright, so this is the one-page resume that we have come up with for Daniel Carter, senior software engineer with, zoom in a bit, 6 years of experience designing and scaling enterprise-grade applications, specializing in Python, microservices, and cloud-native systems. Proven ability to reduce infrastructure costs, optimize performance, and lead engineering teams to deliver ahead of schedule. Experienced in building AI-driven applications, large-scale data pipelines, and API integrations across CRM, ERP platforms. Adept at balancing rapid iteration with production-grade reliability in fast-paced, innovation-driven environments. That is a very solid professional statement on your resume. And again, this is customized for the role that we selected for Daniel. So they should have like an extra edge, a competitive edge when they submit their profile for this position. So yeah, this looks great. And the thing about AI is you don't always have to just accept the final output. Like you could go in and add your tweaks to it. It's done a lot of the heavy lifting for you, but you can always go in and change points, customize them, bring it closer to what your actual experience is, and then you should basically work with AI as your assistant. So it's done majority of the work, but you still need to review and provide your sign off on it. So that's my biggest takeaway. All right, so that was fun. We created 2 detailed and comprehensive resumes using ChatGPT. Before we wrap up, let's quickly go over some general resume tips that apply no matter what stage of your career you're in. First, keep it one page, especially if you're early in your career. Recruiters skim resumes fast, so less is more. Focus on impact, not just tasks. Show strong action verbs and numbers to show results. And you can go back to the video and check the earlier resume that we did for Emily, and you can see that what a big difference it made when we didn't have those metrics or numbers versus when we updated the resume to highlight that. Always tailor your resume for the role that you're applying for, and stick to clear structure that's easy to scan. Sections like summary, experience, education, skills. Look, don't overcomplicate it. It's the simpler you are and the more details you provide in the bullet points, the higher chance you have of getting selected by the recruiter or hiring manager. Don't underestimate the skills section. It's where ATS systems pick up keywords, so align it with the job posting. And finally, keep formatting clean and always export as a PDF to avoid weird layout issues. So in the example that we saw, I created 2 Word documents, exported them to my local, and once I was happy with the updates, I'm going to go and export them as PDFs and use that PDF file for applying to these job applications. If you follow these basics, you'll instantly stand out in a stack of resumes. So there you have it, 2 complete resumes built with the help of AI. We created one for Emily, a finance student getting ready to launch her career, and another one for Daniel, a software engineer with years of experience under his belt. The key takeaway? Don't just ask ChatGPT to make a resume. Give it context. Tell it who you are, what stage of your career you're in, and what kind of role you're targeting. The more detail you provide, the sharper and more personalized your resume will be. AI gives you the draft, but the magic happens when you tweak it with your own achievements, style, and personality. Think of this as your shortcut to getting 80% of the work done quickly, so you can spend your time polishing instead of starting from scratch. If this demo helped you, then hit that like button and subscribe for more AI-powered productivity hacks. And if you're ready to create your own resume, then fire up ChatGPT, drop in your details, use the prompt that I shared, and see how fast you can go from blank page to job ready. I'll see you all in the next video.